Hello everyone, happy Friday. The reason why you already see the bass down was because I accidentally it canceled my recording just because my hotkey for OBS is and it's right next to the page down button, so I accidentally pushed it in without realizing it. Luckily I caught it on relatively early, because then I'll have to do it, obviously all over again. But either way, we're able to see me finish up the last bits of the exterior, and then right here, what I'm doing is an splash pad, just because in Sequoia, I think that came with the Growing Together pack. I believe this pack has it came with these items came with it. So I definitely want to implement that. I didn't do any pack restrictions for this one. It also helped having much more things to build with. But yeah, so I counted in the end there was about 21 packs, so that is, obviously a lot. But yeah, it was definitely easier having less restrictions. But yeah, I was mentioned before in my last video that I was struggling to get a look for the recreation center, because I've been wanting to build one. I've never built one before, so I wanted to do, obviously something new. And I was looking up at reference images. They're very colorful, very friendly, and welcoming kind of sort of vibe. So I want to go for that. Here I am doing these, like, I've never done this before, but this like my do your own kind of flooring. Added that. I also went ahead and added that to like the walkway around as well. And then yeah, I really love the look of this. Very simple. It kind of reminds me of a park I used to have nearby. They have these giant, like the Whalebert one, for example. There was didn't have any water sprout coming out of it, but it was like giant, like not giant, but for a kid, like kind of that size. It was like frog, ladybug, snail, and stuff of that sort. And it was just at a park, and I would climb it as a kid. So it kind of reminded me of that, as well as the flowers and stuff. So yeah, here I was doing this, like the walkway, like I said, adding the colors back here. I think this is the most fun part, is just doing random shapes and stuff. And yeah, I really liked the look of it. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it, because it is a bit of I wasn't sure if it was a bit much or not, but looking at the look overall, and because I did want it to be a community family friendly look to it, I felt that the colors would make sense. And here I was trying to do like a border with the fencing, but I don't know, I just didn't really like the look too much. And I think the Sims can walk over this one, I'm not sure, but either way I just ended up getting rid of it, just because a little bit, it wasn't necessarily needed, so I went ahead and did that. And then also with the ceilings, I was trying to get rid of but trying to find a better color, because I was wondering, maybe at first I was like, oh, there's too much color, but in the end I like the look of it. Well, the building itself isn't that much. It's that like orangey browns and blues. That's the color scheme throughout the interior, as well as like some pops of yellow. So I went ahead and did that. It's much more, I wouldn't say neutral, but much more limiting, I guess, in colors compared to the interior. And yeah, and here I'm also adding a pool. I just feel like that would be a nice thing to add into the interior center, because I was looking up what are common things in recreation centers, is like gyms, pool, some art and music classes, like workshops and stuff like that. I was gonna do like a workshop, like a meeting room, but I ended up doing a basketball court inside. It's not even a full basketball court, it's just one basket. But I just figured have a little something to do there. It's really not realistic, and I was wondering if I stretch out or expand the room that the basketball court was in, but I figured, now let's just have it, a small area just because it is part of the gym. Maybe they'll just do one-on-ones or just a smaller group games. So I did that. And then what else did I do? I also added a bit more greenery just because I feel like that helps. Because I was trying to figure out how to take up space just because it is a big lot. It is a 64 by 64 size lot. I believe I built on the size, I can't remember what the high school lot size is because that one's also a big one. I think it is also 64 by 64. But yeah, so I went ahead. And most of it is like pretty much empty spacing, as you see here with how much of the pavement I have down. But I think adding this colored floor pattern really helped make it look, I don't want to say busy, but it helped take up space for sure. And that's one thing I liked because it does draw your attention to that, obviously the color. And yeah, so I like that. Also this fencing, I don't know if I found this blue one because I did try to, again, the color scheme for the majority was that blue. And then here I was trying to figure out how to do some more separation, like maybe, well, not separation, but keep the little privacy areas but make it blend in with the building. So I was trying to do this, use this fencing here and then doing like an open or kind of patio on top. I kept how I planned to do it. See, I was doing here like an open plan just because I still wanted like the sun to get in. Obviously when you're playing in the water you want the warmth of the sun, you don't want to be in enclosed space. So I was doing that, but then I just felt like it wasn't really working. I didn't like the look. So I was like, as I looked under here, like it's nice, but maybe for more of a playground area than a water park. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of when I was younger and my parents would go to the bank. There was this like small playground section outside, and that kind of what it looks like. I wonder if that's why I was doing that. But yeah, overall I here was trying to make it more like interesting with shapes because I feel like that's kind of the theme I was doing, adding these fun shapes or geometrical shapes. Well, obviously shapes are geometric, but either way, I was really trying, but I just felt that it was a bit too much. And yeah, so I ended up getting rid of it here. I kept it in just as you guys wanted to see like what the plan was. Hopefully you didn't like this more. But I ended up doing, this green bush around again to add more greenery, considering the surrounding area. Like there's a little, I was gonna say not really a park, a little plaza area as well on the left side. So I figured maybe I'll just add more green because that also helps bring in life. So I went ahead and did that. I was also going to do it here, but I just didn't like the look of it as much as I liked it surrounding the pool and splash pad area. So I kept that more like the built. I just realized there's a window missing. Hopefully I fix that. This is just glitched out. But yeah. And also requirement was a jungle equipment or jungle gym. So I just put that one slide there. I wasn't gonna do like an indoor daycare area, but like right behind this or directly behind this splash pad area. But I ended up doing a library. I feel like that worked better. I think bookshelves are also a requirement. I'm not sure. But I just figured a library would be a nice place to have, like a nice small library. I also did a pretty small, like a 2x2 room for the art place, and then the music was a bit bigger, but still 2 by, I want to say 5 or 6, and it was very small. I mean, while I like the look of the recreation center, I still felt that the floor plan I probably could have done a little better. It is an open floor for the most part. I'm sure the big windows, I feel like adding more walls is a bit trickier, and I was a bit more restricted in that sense. So yeah, but all in all, I feel like not too mad at it. I would definitely like the basketball court to be actual court, and maybe the art room to have a little more, because I just did 2 easels. I should have put some outside, but if you guys do download, maybe you guys can do that. Also here with these, what is it? Patio lounges. There wasn't any green ones, so I was trying to stick to the flooring of the walkways, but yeah, I just couldn't find one. So I just went ahead with the pink, just because the pool trim has that pink magenta colors. Again, I was trying to make everything as congruent as possible, not to bring in too many colors and keep a certain number in. But oh no, I like the look of it. Yeah, very happy with it. What else did I do? Not sure. A lot of the Sims, actually, when I was doing the video tour, were just running to the pool. I wonder, maybe it was also summer. That's the season that I'm playing in. So that could be another reason why no one was really using the splash pads. I will have to check to make sure they do work. I don't know why they wouldn't, but I'll have to bring some taller kid Sims to this recreation center and have them, see if they could be able to use it, because I definitely want to make sure this is obviously playable. And then up here, and I'm now thinking about it, I should have done like a juice bar using the high school pack. Maybe I will get rid of, because I did like 3 of these, like this cluster, as you've seen I'm doing here, of desks. And I figured I probably could add a juice bar. I feel like that'd be a nice little addition to the build. I also did a vending machine. That's the only like place for food. And recreation center is not necessarily a place you go for food, but I feel like a juice bar would be a nice one. I'm pretty sure the high school pack has some colors. I know they have a color bar, but I figured, yeah, I know there's definitely one. I could do that. I'll probably put against one of the walls there. Yeah, I could do that. And also the ceiling, if you saw that real quickly, all the empty squares, is because I littered it with skylights. I definitely want to get as much natural light as possible, especially with the windows I am using. They are open, like fanned out. I'm thinking maybe they're remote controlled or something, like just to get an idea of it. And yes, I definitely wanted natural light as much as possible. I know there's an option to do skylight to this floor here, this floor here. While I like the idea of it, just because it'll let the natural light go through as well carry over to the first floor. Because of the layout that I did on this, I couldn't really do that. But you see here, I'm doing these chairs and seating. I did that to both sides, but I'm thinking I could probably get rid of one of these sections and add the juice bar there. Yeah, because I really like the idea of that. Yeah, I may do that. So probably do that. I already filmed the video tour, so that's not gonna make an appearance, but I will add that for when you guys, or if you guys download and decide to play on that lot. Because I also need to check if the splash pad is usable. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, but again, have to double check that. And then what else? Oh, another thing I wanted to do was put more murals, but given how much, like the amount of windows I put, it just wasn't working. I couldn't find much space for it. Did some paintings, or those children like library kind of art in the library room, so I did that. But yeah, also here I was trying to figure out a good layout, because I feel like this could be like the lounge area, but I ended up just using these chairs and then creating blocking off, making them like sections, kind of more like what you would see at an airport lounge. So I went for that kind of route just because it is a very open floor here, and I just felt like this right here was a bit too... there was nothing wrong with it being open, but I feel like this divider, using a wall divider, actually kind of gives it more of a sense of privacy. Even though obviously not little. I just figured maybe some people can come here and use their laptop. I know the Sims won't be doing that, but that's the idea I had behind it. when I was doing this layout. And yeah, so I figured that would be a nice little thing to do. Here I am adding these chairs again. I really like to look at it again. It feels like airport lounge to me. And yeah. Also, another thing I realized when I was going through the Growing Together catalog, because I was trying to use as much items from it as I could, I feel like there's a lot of items to build an aquarium. So I kind of want to do that next. I don't know how I'm going to do that because there is no, obviously, aquarium lot type. So I'll have to see or check on the gallery if I'm pretty sure other people have done an aquarium and just get ideas, see what they did to make it usable. If not, I'll just figure it out. Because I wonder if I can do, I know I can do an above ground. Oh, this is the artwork I was talking about earlier. But I know you can do an above ground pool, and I'm wondering if I can do that. But I know it's a foundation wall. I don't think it's a wall, because I was thinking of doing an above ground pool and then doing that wallpaper we have that is the windows. But I don't know if that would work. If it does, I mean, that would be great. And then I can just put in the fish tank and size it down, and then cover the floor with rocks and coral and all that stuff. So hopefully that works. If that doesn't work, I'll have to think of something else. Because I know in the Growing Together pack, there is a coffee table that has but is filled with water. I don't know if there's fishes, but I know if it's filled with water. So, I mean, that could obviously be something to add to that aquarium. But yeah, I figured that would be my next build. I'm not sure what lot type I can make it. I wonder if I can make it a museum, just so like the Sims can view the items. I'll have to check or figure a workaround, because again, I want it to be usable, just because an aquarium is not a lot type. So definitely want to see what I can do. If you have any like ideas for me, please let me know, because that's what I want to build next. Don't know if that's gonna be Wednesday or Friday's video, but I definitely want to do that one next. It gave me a lot of ideas, because as I said, I didn't realize how much there is. I kind of want to build it. I'm not sure if I want to build it in Sequoia, because I was also thinking if I build it in the Solani world and make it more of a, because I could also make it smaller and more look like it's a conservation kind of aquarium, like a protective aquarium, something like that. I feel like that would be a nice thing too. I'm leaning towards Solani, but we'll see. I feel like if I do in San Sequoia or another one, I can do a more of a modern look to it. Because if I were to go down the the Solani route, I would definitely want to make it look like it's more of a like a museum, like smaller scale, but kind of vibe. Also, here is the music room. I was gonna do this just one big room with just music equipment, but then there on the signs here there is no music, and then I remembered I needed a I believe you need an easel. Do you not? You don't need an easel. Or do you? I didn't. I should have checked. It was right there. But yeah, I figured. Oh, I have to add. Not figured, but I figured because the sign's there, I might as well add one. But given how the windows are, again with the limitations with where you can put walls, I decided that the art area would be smaller than the music room, which I'm not too mad about. Actually, one thing I realized, I kept the carpet for the art room. I could switch out for the tile, maybe the tile I use in the bathroom as well. I did put a tarp down just to make it seem like, obviously they're just covering it up with or not covering it, but protecting the carpet. So I kept that. It's not too bad, the tarp, just because it is covering majority of the floor anyway, because when I put the wall down here. Yeah, I think I'll keep that, just because it could look like that room gets swapped out for other things. Yeah, I'll keep it there. Like I said, you see how small the rooms are for this area, but I figured it's fine. While I was doing it, there was one sim playing the piano, one was standing, and one was doing push-ups. So it's like, I don't really care to have that many sims in anyway. But yeah, and then here I was just putting more windows. Mostly because, again, to have that open floor, you can see everything, but also because these signs here, there just wasn't one for music, which is interesting because the music item, instrument is required. So I don't know why they wouldn't have a music sign, but, you know, whatever. It's already done. And yeah, I was really happy overall with the look. Again, the floor plan, maybe, I don't know, the more I look at it, I feel like it makes sense. I'm not like too mad about it, but I figured, again, the small things I would have liked to be bigger, but overall I'm very happy with the look of it. So yeah, and also those like arc windows could also be really good for an aquarium. So another reason why I want to build an aquarium. But yeah, trying to think what else. Oh, and here that I just did the gym. I was trying to think if I do the rock climbing, but there just wasn't space, and this wall wasn't that big. But so, I mean, don't really mind. I like the simple gym. I feel like it's a nice thing to have. But yeah, alright, thank you guys for watching. I'll let you guys enjoy the video tour. And again, give me any ideas for an aquarium if you have any. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.